Hello, everybody. My name is meteorologist Hutch Johnson. We definitely have some wild weather across the nation, unbelievable snowfall totals in parts of the country as well. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to also talk about a modeled forecast that's going to take some seriously impactful snow to the southern plains as a system in California rolls across the deep south. Hey, if you're watching Hutch's Weather, I'd love to see your likes, your comments. If you have questions, I'll try to approach those and get the details on those as well. But for now, let's get started with a look at what we have going on. And let's start with a look across the great nation right now. We do have some active, strong to severe thunderstorms in the southern plains. This is in Arkansas right now, all the way into the northern and eastern quadrants of Texas, just off to the east of Dallas, where storms are firing tonight. But where you see this yellow and red nonsense, that is winter storm watches, warnings, and advisories. We'll go through those in a moment. Right now, a look at the snowfall that was earlier working its way through the mountains and now is pushing its way up into the mountains in parts of Utah, Nevada, starting to wrap up. But the amount of snow that fell with these is pretty unbelievable. We have a winter whacker working its way along the Great Lakes right now, Lake Superior and the Arrowhead of Minnesota, from Hibbing all the way up the North Shore there, from two harbors and points north towards Ely, Minnesota, Virginia, Minnesota. The snow continues to add a layer of ice after only 1 to about 6 inches of snow fell across greater parts of Minnesota in the north, as well as North Dakota, as we went through the last 24 hours. We're going to take a look at those snowfall reports right now, because you're going to just be befuddled by the snowfall amounts that come out of this. Check this out. This is from the National Weather Service and the reports of snow from across the area. And these snow reports were in the last 24 hours, so keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and zoom the map in. Now, anywhere you see dots that are yellow, those are some significant snowfall that approach winter storm criteria. Winter storm warnings are often issued for snow that's expected to be around 8 inches or so, and we definitely saw that. So we'll start up in Utah, where we did get a measurement right outside of Salt Lake City of 9.5 inches on North University. Now Colorado, those Rockies in the western mountains, seeing a foot of snow in Crested Butte or near Crested Butte. Down south, the southern Rockies of Colorado, Coal Bank Pass picking up a foot. But here's where things get interesting. Right in downtown Flagstaff, 34 inches. That's nearly 3 feet of goodness there. The flaky goodness did hit over 3 feet at the Flagstaff Airport. Can you believe that? That's a lot of snow there. And right at 3 feet at the southwest area of Parks, Arizona, 36 inches of snow. Now, elsewhere in the state of Arizona, we saw 29 inches way down to the south and out to the east there at Sunrise Park. And here, 36 inches at Forest Lakes. But the big winners, drum roll please. Oh my gosh, can you believe how much snow hit southern parts of California and the mountains outside of California? We're talking about between Victorville and the California area. Just look at the table on the right side of your screen here and look at the top big winner here. This is Running Springs, 97 inches of snow. 8 feet plus. Can you believe that? It's right here. I'm highlighting that for you. We'll zoom in just a little bit closer. Unbelievable. 97 inches in 24 hours. Oh wait, that's the past 7 days, it says on the report. So basically, we're talking about levels of 7,500 feet above ground level, lowered down to 4,000 feet. So season total 110 inches, but 97 of them coming in the last 7 days. That's getting whacked by some serious snow. 37 inches at Running Springs, 64 inches reported here at Green Valley Lake, 6,900 feet above sea level in the past 7 days. So a week's worth of wintry goodness there. How about Big Bear Lake seeing some snow? So if you're going skiing, head out to that country there as well. 89 inches for the season. 89 inches for the season, and in the last 7 days, 74 inches of it fell. So they're picking up some very beneficial moisture in the mountains of California. Remember, all of that is very important with the water supply in the area as well, and to mitigate drought. 2 feet of snow up here at the San Jacinto mountain out there. So that's not too far from the Palm Springs area. All in all, quite a bit of snow. And how about just north of Tijuana? This is in Laguna, California, Mount Laguna, 18 inches of snow. That's what fell there. Flagstaff picking up snow. This system is going to work its way out into the plains. Let's talk forecast, shall we? To do that, I'm going to load up the model here. And this is going to be a model that shows the global perspective. It's the American model, and we'll let that load up here as I'm going to take a look first at the radar. And we'll go ahead and close with a look at that as well. But first and foremost, the radar's forecast position of snow and the winter precipitation type is what I'm loading up here. Oh, why not put that in 3 dimensions, and we'll load that up so you can see it here as well. Okay, here we go. A look at the forecast model showing the storm system that works its way through the region and nation is going to work its way out of the southern Rockies and work its way all the way to the east coast. And the unsettled weather just continues out along the west coast as we truck through the forecast. So here, we'll start it over, and here we go. We'll let it zip through. There's a couple frames not ready. Here's what's going on. Watch in southern parts of Arizona, south of Flagstaff. This forecast is for your Friday evening, valid here on the 10th as we go into Saturday morning. Now, going into the morning hours, we'll start to see this spread through Santa Fe. This is where we have a winter storm warning. This is from the National Weather Service, by the way, and they're expecting snowfall up there to be about a foot, upwards of 8,000 feet or more in elevation. So another round of winter whackery going on in the mountains of New Mexico, southern parts of Colorado. We're not far from you in Pueblo out there, where they have the state fair in Colorado, south of Colorado Springs, that is. You're expecting some snowfall from the National Weather Service. They're forecasting snowfall amounts to be upwards of 14 inches, and that's in the wet mountains. I'll say they'll be wet, but they'll also be white. See all these yellow counties? We're talking about Amarillo, Texas, and western parts of Oklahoma, including the Panhandle, from Guyman all the way out towards just near Chickasha, just off to the west of there. What are we expecting? Well, we're expecting some wintry goodness. The National Weather Service has winds gusting to 40 miles per hour when late Saturday through Sunday night. So this is a weekend whacker that's going to work its way through the southern plains, northern parts of Texas, near the Panhandle of Oklahoma, to just near the Oklahoma City area. 3 to 5 inches of snow in the deep south. That can cause some serious travel problems there. And notice that the model here is not showing a lot in the way of pink, which would be a mixed precipitation as we take you through. Here is a look too at more rain. This is again on the 10th. So as we go into the weekend, this isn't right now. I should turn off the watches and warnings, but I'll worry about that later. Those showers and storms return for the weekend from Memphis through Little Rock. And now here comes the next wave. Look at this heavy band of snow working its way in as we clock our way into, I should say, Sunday. So Super Bowl Sunday looks like we can have some super snow amounts out there in Amarillo, Dumas, as well as the Plainview area of Texas, moving out of Roswell, New Mexico, and the mountains of Colorado. But wait, as this system works its way across the nation, it's going to continue to slide its way eastward, taking snow potential into Stillwater and Tulsa as we go into eastern Oklahoma. It'll be fairly quick moving when it gets to this part of the state, and that may be one reason why there are no watches, warnings, or advisories at this point. Plus, it's quite a ways out, and a lot can change. This system will spin its way up towards St. Louis, Missouri, the Boot Hill picking up rain, but central Missouri and not far from the Jefferson City area could see some bands of moderate to maybe even heavy snow working its way out. That quickly moves up into Cincinnati and Cleveland, and on the warm side in Pittsburgh, PA, it's heavy rain in the southeast United States, all the way from Georgia and Atlanta into the Carolinas and Virginias as we head into the day. Now look at the timestamp here. This is the 13th at noon. So you're looking at your midday on Tuesday of next week. So that system will continue to impact the lower tier of states and make its way up into the northeastern New England states as we head into the middle of next week. Check this out. Look at Boston. Look at New York. This is a long ways out. As a meteorologist, I want to kind of caution you that a lot can change between now and then, but this model, the American model, is advertising a fair amount of snow from Harrisonburg, Virginia, right up into Hartford, Connecticut, as well as Providence, Rhode Island, and Nantucket. You'll get rain, but up to your north, Boston could be in store for some significant snow from this system that basically picks up the warm waters of the Gulf and not the Gulf, excuse me, the warm flow of the Atlantic, and makes that onshore into the hills of the Appalachians. So we'll see that system work its way through while much of the nation is quiet midweek. Cold air returns. I'll have a detail on a Arctic air mass. It's getting ready to set back in. But that's not the focus of this here video. Hey, if you are watching this, I'd love to have your feedback. Why don't you check in with me on the chat here, and I'll just type in a hello. Where are you? Where are you watching from? I'd love to know. If you're watching from my home area up in the Northern Plains, give me a shout. Let me know. Like the video if it's something that you are enjoying. And continue to check back here by subscribing, and we'll give you some notifications as to when things are going on. Carrying this model through just a little bit more, we see another system making landfall in the Pacific Northwest, where it has been a long fall and winter season with very wet and white weather there in the mountains outside of Seattle, Snoqualmie Pass, all the way into the mountains of Oregon outside of Portland as well. That system skirts its way through, while another one here, see this near Houston? That's another system off of more that southern jet, that southern flank of the jet, the subtropical jet that's been really keeping things busy down here along the Gulf Coast states, will work its way through as we go toward the end of next week and the following weekend after Super Bowl Sunday, the middle of the month. So we'll keep our eyes on the potential for that very wet system as it stays very active across our nation over the next several days. That's a look at your forecast. Now let's talk just a little bit about what we're seeing with regards to earthquakes today. This news just coming in, and I thought I'd touch on it here because it's rather interesting. California getting whacked with snow in the mountains outside of California, and we did get a report of a fairly strong earthquake there, and a very strong earthquake in the Hawaiian island chain there, and kind of the ring of fire area. A lot of activity with the Earth's crust goes on in those areas. Rod Tyson says, do you think all of this moisture will help the Colorado River system? Absolutely. The mountains of southern Colorado has been picking up quite a bit of snow this season from Wolf Creek Pass out there in the southern mountains from Colorado Springs and points west. Those all, or many of them, drain into that Colorado River, and that definitely helps to feed the big lake out there, the Hoover Dam. So if you've ever been out there to that Hoover Dam and that reservoir, it's imperative that that water makes its way into the mountains first and then down, and it really is important. And even the northern Rockies of, say, New Mexico, and even the Arizona mountains, all of that water helpful in replenishing some of the water supply in some of our rivers and eventually working its way down into the aquifers. So Rod, yes, that's a good question. And there's been some active weather in the mountains of western Colorado, southern Colorado, and the northern reaches of Arizona. And well, how about all of coastal and mountainous California, and the Santa Anas are picking up some incredible amounts of snow. Over the last 7 days, we're approaching 100 inches of snow in those areas. Great question, Rod, and I appreciate you for signing on. Again, I love the likes, I love the subscriptions, and we definitely saw some seriously deep snow working its way through. So 8 feet of snow, the snowblower. I don't even think you could fit a snowblower in there. I don't even know what you do with 8 feet of snow other than hope for some spring. Hey, thanks for watching. Again, my name is Hutch Johnson. This is where you can find me. Go ahead and use your phone's camera to scan these URL codes here, and you'll be taken to the page where you can follow me on Facebook. This is my local Facebook page. I work out of Fargo, North Dakota, where I've been a meteorologist in the Northern Plains here for 26 years, studied meteorology in the mountains of Colorado at Metropolitan State College, and I did a little work with the NOAA folks out there in Boulder, Colorado as well. A lot of fun talking about the weather. I've sure enjoyed your company, and why not? I'll just go ahead and take time to show you a little picture of a buddy of mine. It's his gotcha day. This is my good friend, Pedro. Pedro is my friend, and Pedro's been, well, he's been my puppy here for an awful long time. And if you've watched me before in the Fargo area, you've seen Pedro, but let me see if I can pull up his pictures here. I did a couple. Here's one. This was a gotcha day about, well, 7 years ago today. And the little guy here on the right, that's Pedro. That's what he looked like. He was a rescue puppy. He's a little terrier mix, and he's the boss of the house. There he is. That's the picture I fell in love with when I first met Pedro, and he's my buddy. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. A little bit more about me, a meteorologist of the last 26 years in broadcasting up here in the Northern Plains. I love talking about the weather live, and I like making it interactive. So again, if you like what you see here, share this with friends. I'd love to have your subscriptions to my YouTube channel here. Follow me on my Facebook page to check out more of the weather in the Northern Plains as well. And have a wonderful night and a great weekend ahead as we anticipate wintry weather slamming its way out of the southern Rockies and more snow for the southern Rockies of Colorado and northern New Mexico. That system will skirt its way across North Texas, Oklahoma, and work its way into the mid-Atlantic and North Atlantic states as we begin the new work week. I'll have more on that as we go through. For now, though, have a great Friday night and a wonderful